They sized her up before she even reached the mirror. The boutique sparkled with crystal lights and satin gowns, a place where dreams were supposed to be measured in lace and silk. But the moment she stepped inside, the smiles shifted. The consultant's eyes lingered a second too long. Another employee whispered something behind a manicured hand. She came in looking for a dress. She walked out carrying something else entirely. A memory she would never forget. She had entered the bridal store alone that afternoon, wearing a simple sundress and flat shoes. No designer bag, no visible symbols of wealth, just quiet confidence and a soft smile. The racks were lined with gowns worth more than some people's yearly salaries. She ran her fingers gently across the fabric, imagining herself walking down an aisle someday. A sales associate approached, but not with warmth. "Appointments only," the woman said quickly, without even asking if she had one. "I called earlier," she replied calmly. "I have a 4 o'clock fitting." The associate checked the tablet slowly, then gave a tight nod. "Follow me." In the fitting area, she noticed something subtle. Other brides were offered sparkling water, compliments, encouragement. She was given silence. The consultant handed her a gown without enthusiasm. "This is one of our simpler designs," she said. "It's probably more within reach." Within reach, the words hung heavy in the air. She stepped into the gown anyway. When she looked at herself in the mirror, she saw beauty, grace, a future she was building carefully. But behind her reflection, she caught 2 employees whispering again. "She probably won't buy anything," one muttered softly. "She's just trying them on for fun." The other replied. They didn't know she could hear them. She stepped out of the fitting room with her head high. "I'll think about it," she said politely. The consultant didn't try to persuade her, didn't offer alternatives, didn't ask about her wedding date. As she left the store, the bell above the door chimed gently. Outside, she paused. Not because she was embarrassed. Because she had just learned something important. They didn't see her worth, but someone else did, and months later, that same boutique would wish they had. Time has a way of shifting rooms. Months passed. Her relationship flourished quietly, away from social media and public attention. He wasn't loud about his success, but the world knew his name. Tech magazines featured him. Business networks analyzed him. Investors followed him. He had proposed in private, under soft evening lights, with no cameras around. Just sincerity. When she said yes, she didn't think about the boutique, until her fiancé suggested they shop there for her gown. She hesitated. "That place?" she asked. "It's the best in the city," he replied with a smile. "You deserve the best." He agreed. The morning they returned, the store buzzed with its usual elegance. This time, a black luxury car stopped directly in front. The driver opened the door. Her fiancé stepped out first, dressed casually but unmistakably recognizable. Employees inside stiffened. One of them gasped softly. The same consultant from months earlier rushed forward, her smile suddenly wide and rehearsed. "Welcome. Such an honor to have you here." Her eyes then landed on the woman stepping out behind him. Recognition flickered, but this time, the tone was different. "Of course," the consultant continued quickly. "We would love to assist you personally." Were escorted to a private suite. Champagne appeared instantly. Compliments flowed freely. "You'll look stunning in anything," the consultant said sweetly. The woman simply nodded. She noticed how quickly respect had replaced doubt, how service had replaced silence. Her fiancé squeezed her hand gently. "Pick whichever one makes you happiest," he said. She tried on several gowns. This time, every whisper was admiration. Every glance was approval. But as she stood in front of the mirror again, wearing a breathtaking custom design, she wasn't thinking about the price tag. She was remembering the last time she stood there alone. The consultant asked softly, "Shall we prepare this one for purchase?" She turned slowly, meeting the woman's eyes. "Yes," she said calmly. "But I have one request." The entire staff gathered as she stepped out in the chosen gown. Cameras flashed for social media. The boutique owner personally arrived to greet them. The energy was electric. She looked around the room quietly before speaking. "Months ago, I came here alone," she began. The consultant's smile faltered slightly. "I had an appointment. I was excited, but I was treated like I couldn't afford to be here." Silence spread across the boutique. Her fiancé watched her with pride. Saying nothing, she continued, her voice steady. "Today, you're offering champagne, compliments, private service. Not because I've changed," paused, "but because you now know who I'm marrying." No one moved. "Wealth shouldn't determine respect," she said gently. "Character should." Words settled into every corner of the store. The owner stepped forward quickly, apologizing, promising better training, promising reflection. She accepted the apology with grace. Then she did something unexpected. She completed the purchase, not out of spite, not out of ego, but because she refused to let someone else's small thinking define her. As she left the boutique, gown secured, the staff watched differently this time. Not with judgment, not with calculation, but with awareness. Outside, sunlight reflected off the car as her fiancé helped her in. He looked at her and smiled. "You handled that perfectly." She smiled back, because the real victory wasn't marrying a billionaire. It was walking back into a room that once underestimated her, and never lowering her head. Respect isn't expensive, but the lesson they learned that day was priceless.